Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name's Nicole and this is Dusty Book Sniffers, and today we are here to talk about our classics deep dive book club called the Serialised Book Club. So let's get started. Good morning and good evening everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and clicking on this video to find out what it's all about. As I said in the intro, this is the we're talking the Serialised Book Club today. So this is my official announcement for 2023, although we have already started it. So Maria from Read Fine Books and I got to talking a couple of months ago and said after we read Middlemarch that we felt like we missed some stuff. So maybe, just maybe, we should read it again. And then that got me to thinking, well, hey, these were serialized back in the day. Middlemarch was originally an 8-volume text that was published bi-monthly starting in 1871, in the December of 1871, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could read some of the classics as they were published? Now we have made some tweaks for the ones that have gone over 18 months or something like that, where we're still deciding whether we're going to bring them down a bit and try and contain them in, or we'll just spread them out over that time, because let's face it, some of these books, and you'll see a few more, are quite big books and they're quite intimidating. Like you can see the Count of Monte Cristo up there, and Anna Karenina is next to it as well. They're quite chunky books, and so we thought, as I was thinking about it, I approached Maria and said, hey, do you want to read it again? I'm thinking of starting this Serialised Book Club. Would you like to join in the fun? She's like, yes, I'm all over it, because she loves Middlemarch. And so basically that was the birth of the Serialised Book Club. Okay, so now you've got the backstory of that. So we actually started with Middlemarch last week with some reading sprints, which was absolutely fabulous. Maria and I were quite nervous when we started, but by the end of it, in our little chat afterwards, we felt very comfortable, because it was the first time we had been in a room together, in a chat room together as well. So it was a little bit awkward, didn't know how it was going to go, were people going to show up and all that sort of stuff, the normal stuff that we all have. So anyway, it went well. We had a couple other people in the comments that were actually reading along with us, and a further discussion on just getting everything to just bring it in and work it all out and make sure that everything is going to flow nicely. We decided that we're going to do a Middlemarch reading sprint every month. And Maria and I are just going to read our book on those sprints. So we'll be discussing as we're reading them. I think at the moment we're up to 4 or 5, chapter 4 and 5. So that's what we read in our first ones, and we're on for about 2 hours. So if you would like to join in the fun of the Book Club and Serialised Book Club, but you don't want to read Middlemarch, that's okay. We have you covered. We are not just reading Middlemarch. We have a few other books starting up as well. And again, we are breaking them down. We are reading them either by however many chapters. If we're bringing it in, like scaling it down from 18 months to 12 months, we'll have the chapters. There's a reading schedule and everything that you need for each book over in our Discord. All you need to do is go down the side, find the Serialised Book Club, then there's the tabs for each one. Now there is a little tab there that says check each one for the reading schedule, when the sprints are happening and all that sort of stuff. I will tag everybody when that comes time to it. So, as I said, we had a soft start for Middlemarch, and that will we will continue reading that each month. I'm also endeavouring, and I'm not sure whether Maria will be able to join me for everyone, but in the books that she's reading along with us, because she's also got her own stuff happening on her Discord as well. I am endeavouring to step up my live streams and actually have one for each book as I can. All right, so you're probably wondering, get on it with it, woman. Tell us what you're reading next year. So in January, we are actually starting the Count of Monte Cristo. Now this puppy right here is very, very chunky. We have broken this down, and I believe I will put this along the bottom because I forgot to grab that date. But we are doing this monthly, and we are reading, I think we are doing this as chapters. So we're doing 10 chapters a month, which is not a great deal of, let me just have a look here. In this particular volume, I'll just find 10. Just bear with me, I'm 13, we're getting closer, 11. So to the end of chapter 10 is 81 pages. So that's all we're going to be reading for the month. So you can break that up at 20 pages a week or whatever you want to do. So we have, I'm positive that that goes till December because we brought that in a little bit. From the original publication. I think it went to the February of 2024. Because it was only 2 months into 2024, we brought it back to the December. So we just added a couple of chapters to each month. So as I said, you know, to the end of chapter 10, we're at page 81. So if you would like to join, make sure that you go down to the description box under this video and find all the links there, and you can start this along with us. And the reading sprint date is yet to be announced. So if you are interested, as I said, interested in reading this along with us, come along and play with us on the internet while we read some classics. Now just think about it, this book, you know, and if you read Middlemarch, this book, including all the notes in the back of it, has over 1,100 pages in it. So yeah, so there's that one for January. And then in March, we will be starting the Pickwick Papers. And again, this is another chunkster. This is a episodic novel, and it's the first novel by Charles Dickens. And I actually have this on audio, but I got this book from Amazon here in Australia. It's just printed. It has nothing on the spine, has a pretty cover. I don't know why it's got nothing on the spine, because the other one I got from Middlemarch, which is the same, actually has it on the side of George Eliot's. So yeah, so this one has nothing on it, but this book is purely for me to write and scribble in and all the rest of it, and it was cheap. So this one will be starting in March. And some of the other books that we've got in no particular order is Leo Tolstoy. We're doing Anna Karenina. Again, this will be broken down into bite-sized chunks. We're also doing The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, again broken down into bite-sized chunks. We're also doing, which I don't have my copies yet, Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray, and we're also doing North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell as well next year. So they are all keyed up and they're spread out over, like Vanity Fair is not a big book, so that's spread out over 2 or 3 months, and it is just a chunk of pages that we're reading out of it and then having a discussion on our reading sprints. And live streaming, so you can join in the fun, and also you can use it, as Maria and I are with Middlemarch, use that to read the pages that you need to read while we're online. And then finally, we will be in January of 2024 going a little bit further. Some of the other books that we'll be reading, so January 2024 will be Oliver Twist. And then we'll also have another Tolstoy, which is War and Peace. That's a chunkster, War and Peace. And also Great Expectations has also been put down on the table to read in that. And obviously there'll be a lot more. And it's not just going to be the classics either. Like, we'll have some modern classics as well in there as time progresses and whatnot. But that is our plans for 2023. We've got a lot of books and a little bit of 2024. I like to keep ahead of the game. But yes, do come along and join us in January for the reading of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandra Dumas. Dumas is how you pronounce it, is it? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure someone will tell me. Yeah, so we hope to see you there. As I said, make sure that you click the links down below. Come and join our Discord. We'd love to have you there. If you've got any questions, please just in the general chat, ask your questions there and tag me. I'm happy to answer your questions. But we are starting this in January, and I will have the announcement date for the live stream because I'm still working out my dates in January. I've got a few things on, and I'm just waiting on some confirmation at the time of recording this. But as soon as I have the dates for the reading sprints for the Count of Monte Cristo, I will put them over in our Discord. But as always, I hope that you are getting some pages turned today, and that is it from me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.